Stuff we like! Stuff we like! Everyone, welcome to Stuff We Like, a Gentleman Dog Portrait post show. It's the first Sunday of the month, and we are going to talk about KoL.
Yes.
Yes!
Yeah.
Why? Because there's a new item of the month out.
Yes.
And we know what it is now.
Yeah. Dinseyland.
Dinseylandfill!
I didn't look at it at all yet. I've been too busy doing other stuff.
Okay, alright, well...
I've seen people muttering about it in chat, drooling about it.
Well, what have you heard? What have you heard?
I don't know. They're talking about it's hard to kill this thing, I need more stench resistance, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I'm sure... My theory is that... not my theory, but I can just tell it's an airplane charter thing. So there's going to be a scalable zone in it. There's going to be 3 zones. And
there's 4, I guess.
There's 4.
There's 4, but it's like
is one like
not
a
very,
shop though?
It's not very varied in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
because like there's one zone has 1 monster and that's it. But like there's a quest that you can do in that
things are dynamic in some other way.
Yeah,
like
you
the
just
monster
have to, like, sync
gets
turns
harder or something.
Yeah, or
it does more damage.
There's like 3 or 4 monsters in each zone, barring the one that only has 1. So it's not grand in terms of content. There's no like giant.
It's the same kind of size as the other ones, probably about 3 zones.
Yeah, well, it's certainly better than Spring Break.
Okay.
But I think the jury is still out on whether or not it's better than Conspiracy Island, because like I think there's unintended side effects with each. Maybe unintended is like a strong. Maybe they're just kind of like, okay, well, there's the potential for this. Like with Conspiracy Island, there was Dr. Weirdos,
right,
and that was basically like quickly seen as like, well, you want to get to level 255, do that.
Yeah,
you're gonna need that.
That was interesting. Yeah.
Whereas with this one, this is like Meat Farmer's Paradise.
Yeah. Because
there's a piece of equipment that gets you 60 meat from tourists.
Yeah.
There's Barf Mountain, which is one of the zones. It's like, I guess after every 30 adventures or so, there's like, oh, free substats and meat. Why the hell not? There's a potion that drops that gets you plus 300 meat for a couple of adventures. 300
flat meat?
Yeah, no, 300%.
Okay.
And you know how there's the Sasquatch?
Yeah.
This one has rat skin pajamas, which I like that they're doing this now with some equipment. Like if you have it equipped on rollover, and it's already rollover equipment, it's like one of the best in the field, so it gets you an extra effect.
Oh yeah, you get an effect in the morning.
Yeah, when it came with the Sasquatch, there was like a
it comes with a meat
extra
effect.
Meat.
Yeah.
And this one is like more familiar weight. So now it's
which doesn't
catering especially to people who are farming.
Yeah.
I know a certain clan mate that would certainly love that.
Yeah. Yeah, I like to farm sometimes. It's fun.
But I don't. It's if you don't have a charter yet, I recommend getting it.
Is there an outfit involved?
Yes, there is.
And is there a skill?
Yes, there are a couple of skills.
There's a couple of skills.
There's a couple of skills. One is notably stench resistance. I think there's a couple of damage dealing ones.
So what this is basically is Jick found a way to say, here's a bunch of stuff plus a scaling zone, and you can buy access. It's like, here's a scaling zone.
I'm gonna double check if there's a scaling zone.
There's definitely a scaling zone.
Well, I'm gonna see.
I don't know anything about it. I could tell you there's a scaling zone there.
Well, I'm gonna pull it up just to either prove you wrong or. But keep going.
But so my point is, like, it used to be like, all right, here's like pants giving. These pants have like 80 things that they do, and they combat skill. So you know what I mean? Like, what am I trying to say? I guess items of the month have always been bundles. Like pants, it's like, here's an item that will give you plus 30 item and plus 2 resist all, and like, so it's like, okay, I'm buying plus 2 resist all. I'm buying this.
Well, my feelings about charter item of the months, along with a lot of things that are bound to your account once you use them.
Yeah.
There's something to do. You know what I mean? Like it gives you more to do. Like there are a lot of things that get stale after a while, or once you complete the quest, there's no reason for you to go back. But for a charter, you could farm beach bucks, coinspiracy, and Dinseyland script, I believe it is.
I mean, to me, it's like, here's the next part of the game. You have to pay to get it, and if you don't, it'll be really hard for you to unlock and complete the achievements that involve it, unless you have access yourself. It's unless you have like, or you know, and to me, like, I don't know, like if I needed meat, like instead of farming there, I could just buy Mr. A and sell it, and it would be like this. I would just have the meat and not have to spend like adventures over adventures and time and planning how to squeeze the most meat out of it. But I'm gonna buy it. But like
I'm considering buying it simply because I don't have Spring Break, which if I really wanted to farm for it, I guess I could have farmed that too. Conspiracy Island is completely out of the question because that you need like 60,000 meat to 60 million meat to get.
I have it. I have both Spring. I have all the charters. Yeah, that's so cool.
Well, there's no way for me to complete that collection now unless I sell a ultra rare, or I get lucky.
Item of the month collection. Yeah, who cares? Yeah.
Or I get lucky with.
I would just. What would bother me is that I didn't have the outfit, that I didn't have the tattoo, that I didn't have the factoids, that I didn't have.
I don't think it's fully spaded.
The skills. Yeah.
I don't think it's fully spaded, but it doesn't look like there's a scaling area.
Okay.
Either that or it's just not completely found out yet.
Yeah, it's gotta be. Look how just like there is.
Well, thanks to this, I'm not gonna be able to see Disneyland the same way again. God damn it!
I haven't looked at it yet. Yeah.
Well, I know that theme parks are like naturally disgusting because people poop on rides and people throw up on them.
Yeah, Roller Coaster Tycoon, man. You ever play that game? You have people puking all over the park.
I got people puking all over the park. Oh god!
You gotta have guys to clean up the puke, and you gotta have trash cans everywhere.
Oh, I guess there is.
People are very impulsive with trash in life. Let me tell you that.
Well, I don't think
when you want to drop something, man,
you will.
I don't do that, but like
apparently there's a maintenance room in there, which is like, okay, well, it looks like that you can alter the monster level there.
Yeah, it's like the Conspiracy Island bunker, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
It's maybe. Yeah, but yeah, like yeah.
I don't know. When it came to the first charter Spring Break, I think they were just like they're trying something new, but they didn't quite know what to really do. And then they like saw how people were talking about it, and they're like, okay, well, now we're going to make something different. And Conspiracy Island, I think people were like, this is a must-have. Not like Avatar of Ed, notwithstanding with the whole cough farming thing. This one was like, okay, well, this is a good one to have.
Happened. There's so many great things about it with Avatar of Ed, like that are just all synergized. Like you can get a good level food item that gives you a lot of turns of an HP buff. There's so many weird things. Like you can get a combat item that like gives you a ton of MP. It's like and it does cold damage. So it's like, here's 100 cold damage to your enemy. Here's 1,000 MP for you. Like you're like 400. And it's amazing when you're Ed and you like are thirsty for mana. You just like, oh, by the way, while you're power leveling, here's this like thing you'll use to great effect. And
yeah, well, you know what? I think my verdict on this is if you are mildly interested in meat farming and maybe item farming a little bit too, because there is like epic food, or at least awesome food, I believe. Epic food that gives you like a really sizable buff with those. If you're mildly interested in those kind of things, I'd say get it. Especially if you don't have a Spring Break, if you don't have an airplane charter, definitely get it.
I think definitely that, okay, like there are things like old familiars used to drop content on lockers, and those are really cheap now. They're all pretty cheap.
Because I think there are a lot of people that got them, so it's like I have an obtuse angle.
But
Obtuse Angel, and like I see that paste are like slowly rising, but it's not enough to make like a killing off of.
And they're gonna not be useful. Their price is gonna plummet once they're out of
T69, which that thing already is.
Which they are, yeah. So
yeah.
I mean, people just might not be making them anymore, and so the price is rising.
But I know when it comes to the
are buying them too.
But I know when it comes to the bounty hunting, which a lot of people still do in this day and age. There are people that will continually make meat off of their familiar drops with that. I don't think devilish folios have really risen in price or anything, but certainly the llama llama gongs,
right,
things like that.
I guess.
I think there's always going to be a market for things. I've discovered, as long as it's not something that you can regularly get in a run.
These are okay. Like the difference with this between this and that is that this is new content, but whereas that old content would drop daily multiple times from something that you were using for another, like you're using your whatever to get stats because you're using it as a stat familiar, and it's like shitting out these content unlockers that you're selling. Over time the market gets saturated and the price drops, and you can get a devilish folio for like 100 meat or something. And now, but like the Spring Break Beach and the Conspiracy Island and these types of charters, like it's not like you're just getting these day passes like left and right. Like
you're not.
It's a significant.
Well, now you have to actually like work towards it. It would probably take a couple of days to get a day pass to sell.
It's just,
and that's why they sell for like 200,000.
The number of adventures that it takes to get one is a lot more than it takes to get one of those old content unlockers. So I feel like you're always going to be paying, and I think I don't know, I feel like fewer people get these things, and then they don't, I don't know.
Like, it's the same thing with the Jar of Psychosis.
It's like separate from the regular game. Like you could take a grease with you on the regular game and sell the grease. You can't.
Really,
Conspiracy Island is like you have to go there instead of doing regular stuff.
Yeah. Well, I know. When it came to Jix Jar, remember when that was like a really rare thing? Like only one person could get a Jik Jar a day. I held on to my Jik Jar just because like this is only a 1-day thing. I gotta like do this I feel like I have to do this in 1 day. Like that's kind of like the importance that 1-day tickets to the islands are. Like you have to get 700 adventures to really make use of it. You have to basically plan the entire, kind of much like going to Disney for an entire day. You have to maximize your time there.
I could see doing it, but like buying one day pass and then really planning for it, but it would be so stressful. I don't know, and it would be okay to do once, but it wouldn't be okay for me to do like 3 times.
I don't think you can get that much. Like I don't think after getting a day pass, I don't think enough. I don't believe enough of the currency there drops in order for you to really get what you want. I think it's only limited to like 10 a day or something. Like you can only take so many jobs a day. You can only get like 20 or something.
Conspiracy Island, it's 1.
Yeah, you can only get 1 for there. I don't know how many assignments you can take in Dinseylandfill.
And Conspiracy Island, it's 1.
I know on the wiki page it lists a ton of them, and you only get like 3 of the currency. So, and I know having love bugs helps and mayfly bait helps, but like, you're not going to make a return on it.
Like Spring Break Beach, I got the skill that gives you more beach bucks when you raid the fridge or whatever you do. Raid the register.
Yeah.
Plunder the register.
I don't think there's the same thing with the other 2.
I'm sure there's a skill. It's like, it's not really a skill that you'd use in the regular game. It's just in
there.
Your Ascension. It's a skill for that place only. Which is kind of lame.
Well, if I buy the thing, then I'm going to be like, I'm going to think the entire time, oh, I should get the other 2. Because I'd rather not have like an incomplete area, you know what I mean?
But yeah, for me, it's just like I like to complete tattoos, outfits, recipe discoveries, factoids. Those are like things I collect. So it makes sense for me to get it just because it's probably... It's going to be so much less of a headache than if I skip it and don't get it and later on try to figure this out.
Like I'm not crying or anything for the fact that I'm missing out on like past item of the months. Like I'm certainly not upset that I missed out on mayfly bait.
I feel bad, like...
But I have love bugs, and that, like, makes farming in Dread so much easier.
Like, imagine, like, if at some point, like, antique blue jeans are gone forever. Like, they're... The only one that's left is, like, 888,008, you know, whatever. Just a string of 8s or a string of 9s.
Well, that's what happens. Like,
guys like that has it in his mall has like been away from the game for 5 years.
I pity anyone that joins now and thinks they want to like collect all the stuff, because they're like, there's familiars you can't even get anymore, and then there's like old ones that are just like, you don't even want that.
It's not even good.
It's a novelty.
It's not like Baby Yeti. I've seen for $450 in trade, and whatever that equivalent is in meat, which is like some kind of crazy number of billion meat.
Yeah, and it's like there's no market for that stuff.
But it's like it's like...
It kind of reminds me of when we were doing the clan fundraiser. Oh, by the way, I stepped down from being leader of my clan. I stepped down from being leader. I gave it to someone else. I'm like, if this ever got to a point where it's not fun for me anymore and I'm just like stressful and it feels like a job, I'll quit. And that's what I did. So I'm still playing the game and actually like having fun with it now. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, when I was like shopping for clan VIP room furniture, and there were like people like, I think I'm going to wait. I think I can get a better price on this. This was like before T69 happened.
Right.
So I was like trying to get a shower. They're like, look, I know you have it in your mall for like 300 million me. Can you like drop the price a little bit on that? And they actually refused. I'm like, dude, I'm probably the only buyer that has ever like considered it in the past few months. You can't really expect to get that much for it, can you? Yeah, I guess I can. Like, fuck you. And then T69 like became like this sweeping thing now, and I haven't checked, but I'm certain like they've dropped on price. Like, oh well, now no one's going to fucking buy it because like you can't use it anymore.
I mean, it could also be like, I could see how his thinking was though, because it's like this is like something that isn't made anymore, and I have it, and so like,
but
if someone's not willing to pay the price, then like let them, what's.
But you paid $30 for it. You paid $30 for it. You're already making more than your return on investment. You're making easily like 20 times your investment on that. Mm-hmm. Why the hell not? Why would you even do that? And then the like T69, hopefully it bit them in the ass. Yeah. Hopefully, because that pissed me off. And then we ended up getting it like donated for free anyway. So it's like great, cool, more for us.
Yeah.
It's not even for stuff that actually like mattered anyway. It's like such a minimal thing. I don't know. It just it rubs me the wrong way how some people can like think like that when it comes to the game. Hopefully that kind of change knocked them off their pedestal a bit. So you want to talk about your project that you've been doing?
My project sucks.
No, come on. It's like an interesting thing.
There's a thing in the game that you all probably know about called Bumcheek. There's this guy who's bumcheekcity is his username, and he codes all this crazy stuff. It's very crazy and involved, going all over the place here. He has this thing called what's it called?
It's a profile.
I'm trying to think of the name. Bumcheek, whatever. It's a profile. It's basically an extended profile of your character, which lists achievements that you've unlocked. So
you run it on Mafia. It basically takes account of all of your discoveries, all of your familiars, who you've done 90% runs with, your equipment, your tattoos, your skills, all of that good stuff.
So yeah, it
makes a public profile.
Yeah, it's a web page which is hosted, which you can share the link to with other people, and it shows
what you have and what you don't.
Yeah, but like which boss equipment do you have from the dungeons? What trophies do you have? So right. Whatever. So the guy, it's a nice concept. It's a nice idea to pull all that stuff together, and it's good to brag about and show people and gloat. And it's also good because if you're trying to achieve stuff, you can like see what you still need to do.
All right, so get to your thing.
So I think it looks ugly.
That's a really underwhelming way of going
No,
about it.
well, I mean, I think it's a great idea. I just think he made it in a very... I just think he's a programmer and he's not a designer.
Well, I think it's also, like, designed like KoL, you know what I mean? Like, it's very plain, it's very vanilla, but it doesn't have to be. You know what I mean?
It's very, to me, like, cluttered, kind of, and everything is crammed together, and it's... Okay, one of the things that I really don't like about... Like, I can understand there's a lot of stuff, so you gotta kind of fit it all in, but you're unless you use the anchor links on top, you're scrolling through this, like, endless scroll of information, and to navigate it once you're in the middle of it is a real pain, because it's like, what comes before what, and you can definitely customize your profile and omit stuff and do all this great stuff, but it's just a lot of information, and it's not organized or displayed in a nice looking way. You know, so it's a lot of information. It's not presented well, and I think that I can make a better presentation, so I've been making one. That's all. I don't know. It's not that I haven't really, and it's just like I haven't been. It could be adapted to be made to where it would read your information and automatically populate like a web page with your specific information, and then you could have one. But like, I'm just making one for myself because I want one that looks nice, and then I can show people and be like, "Oh, don't you wish you had this?" It's so much better.
Maybe like someone else can adapt that.
Your profile, yeah, and then maybe someone will be like, "Wow, I actually really like this. I'd like to invest some time making it into
a thing."
Yeah, like using your front end.
Well, I'd want to use that.
Plug my...
Because I've seen pictures of it and it looks cool at least.
I'm sure it'd be easy enough to plug in like the Bumcheek Ascension thing into it, but I don't know. Then you have to like I don't know. It's just like it's a real project to do all that junk and keep up with the updates and everything. And I could just do it for myself, and if it's inaccurate, no one will care because it's just for me.
Yeah. I mean, for the longest time, I didn't have one just because I don't use Mafia. I know there's like a complete Ascension script, which is like, well, if you're doing that, why the hell are you playing the game now?
It bugs me.
That's what I feared about Mafia to begin with. It's like, well, if you're having something automate for you, you're not playing a game. And then now there's this, which is like taking it a step further, saying that you don't have to play it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it irks me.
I mean, it's a tool. I don't know. I think like, to me, the game is something that I sometimes have time for and sometimes don't, and I can see how there's missed opportunity. Like I could have played today, but I was just too busy to play. I had to do too many things. I had too many obligations, and there's just not really time for me to play. But I can run a program, and otherwise I would have just lost all that. But instead.
Well, I wish there wasn't such a stigma about, like, you know, being so efficient with the game, you know what I mean? Like, right. I kind of envy the newer players who are just like, oh, well, I just won't log in today. Because I've invested so much time in this where if I lose a single day, I feel like I've missed out on everything.
Yeah, I guess I began to...
And shit like the Traveling Trader didn't help with that fear.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Like, if you missed the one day where the Traveling Trader came back, like, you will be kicking yourself to no end. That happened once. I was there when he was trading twinkly watch for strange shiny discs.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, well, I'll buy a couple. Not knowing at all that you needed 50 when next time you met him. But like, no matter what, I missed the next time he came. He wanted the strange shiny disc back, so there I was with like 5 in my inventory. I'm like, well, shit. I got nothing out of that.
It's going to be weird. The Traveling Trader... I don't understand. I don't have a good idea of how big the economy is of the game.
Huge. Multifaceted and huge.
But it's big.
Too big for man to comprehend.
Too big for me to understand, yeah.
Have you been doing PvP?
Yeah, I always have. Yeah.
I just started a week or two ago.
Right.
And I gotta say, I like it.
Yeah.
I hate that there are a lot of mini contests that like prove that you can waste so much time in one area. Like there's I see myself losing this contest all the time. Like, how many more rats have you killed? Like they've killed 29,128 more rats. I'm like, Really? Because I know I've killed, like, 10. So that means you must have, like, killed... You must have sunk 200,000 turns into that. What is wrong with you?
You know what it is? A lot of times, they try to balance the mini games by, like... So like, let's say you are level 150, and you've hung around forever... And the number of rats you've killed this ascension are like 1 million. Because you've just been playing for 8 years on this one ascension. And you do PvP this season, you're going to wreck me on like certain things. Like your level or your if your mysticality versus mine is going to be like a destruction. But other things like how, like they'll have things that are the opposite. Like somebody who just ascended who has basically next to nothing is going to be super strong with these other mini games. And it's like every season they're like, which one does it favor? And
there's one that definitely, like, I like that it normalizes stuff. There's like purity, which is like sometimes at the end of the day I have like 0 effects on me. So if I have 0 effects and that one pops up, which it sometimes does,
right,
then it's like, well, now you definitely can't win 7-0 against me.
Yeah,
I'm robbing you of that.
Yeah, but then their effects could be like sleaze damage.
Yeah, the sleaze damage, the stench resistance, and like, okay, well, I suppose I get that. Or like some of the more powerful equipment has like long names, so you could really just kind of like get the really short name stuff.
I think my strategy is certain mini games are harder to win, unless you're PvPing right then. So like. They have the every so often the letter changes.
You know what I found? It is really easy to win some games knowing that some people are spelunking now.
Oh yeah.
Because that just kind of like robs them of all their equipment. I could just like swoop in and be like, "Ha, you've beaten me every time except now I've beaten you 5-2. So
yeah.
Suck on that."
I just do random.
No, I always do random, but it's just like you see the same people. Every now and then,
you see some of the same people.
I've tracked to this one person that I have like usually always won when I defended against them, and sometimes I've won like 0-7, and like I've messaged her afterwards. I'm like, wow, crap, I'm sorry. And then like one time she beat me. I'm like, hey, congratulations. Here's a thing that I've gotten when I farmed from Dread. Congrats.
It's PvP is crazy. I find that.
It's a very weird community. It's one that I never liked before. You know what I mean? Because I'm always a heart.
Yeah.
And now I'm like among clubs.
It's yeah.
It's like I've always associated that kind of like that community with the ones that always complain on GD. Which I'm recognizing a lot of the names. I'm like, oh, they are. Wow.
Everybody PvPs though. I don't think it's in. Especially
once someone told me that there's like literally no downside. Like you lose sometimes. You lose sometimes your inventory, and like some of the stuff I'm like, oh, they took that. I actually used that. But then there's like a lot of stuff that you just don't care about.
Yeah. And what I do is my awesome strategy is I'm in hardcore and I'm in PvP, and I let the PvP adventures just accumulate. I don't spend them, and then. Once I finish the run, like, then I have a whole bunch of PvP adventures to use. I take advantage of all the things I can do to win at the mini games with all my equipment free from Hanks, and I go, and so I'll have like 80 or whatever. I don't know. I won't have that many, but I'll eat like PvP food and stuff and get all the adventures ready, and then my win like. I'll pick things that I know that other people haven't maximized. My win rate could be like 80%, which is nice. But then it's just for I'm this casual PvP person. Like I do it for like the day in between ascending and finishing the run or whatever.
Big question: what do you think the map to Kokomo is going to do?
I don't know. I don't really know, man.
Because like, the other stuff is like, it's always been like usable things.
Yeah.
And maps usually like means there's like a place to go, like an adventure place. But it's always been chat effects. And I don't think before, I never really checked Hugler or Coliseum before them, but I don't think it was one of those things like there's been a delay in implementing, right?
What do you mean?
Like once people were able to afford the Pirate's Bellow, they
yeah.
were able to use that like instantly.
Yeah, well, this is on purpose. I don't think it's like this didn't make it. I think
no, this is definitely on purpose.
This is like,
but I'm like, I wonder what it does that we're actually waiting
this thing
for.
You don't know what it is yet.
Yeah,
so
but
like,
the other stuff
like,
you could use instantly,
shoot.
and I'm like, okay, well those are just chat effects.
Yeah.
Those aren't going to like make
it's
or
an
break
effort
anything.
to get more people to PvP because I don't know why, but yeah.
But I just once our friend, a mutual friend, Akerson was like, "Dude, get the map to Kokomo with me." I'm like, "All right." And now I'm actually going to like keep going to like buy the other stuff.
Yeah, it sucks because I was working my way through the regular static PvP winnable stuff and swagger bot stuff, and now it's like this waylays me so much. It just is like, oh well. Now, like, you have to earn it that... Like, it's like 1,000 swagger sync every season.
Yeah, but, I mean, it is what it... At least, like, the seasons aren't just a month long, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Unless they are, in which case I have no idea.
No, they're 2 months long.
Yeah, at least it's not just a month. Like, if you could get 1,000 swagger in, like, if you properly plan for it, like, a week, 2 weeks...
Yeah,
but you have to like do nothing else. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you have to like really plan.
If you're really into it, I mean, because
like I stopped using my sword behind inappropriate prepositions, and I like started using my plexiglass pike.
Yeah, I have a full set of PvP rollover gear that I usually wear. What happens is, I just break Ronin, I finish the run, and then in aftercore, like I'll spend like maybe just that. Like I won't wait a rollover, but if I do. It's like, I don't need adventures for anything. I need PvP fights to get this gear, so I'll sleep over one night with my rollover gear on for PvP.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'll drink the 5-hour acrimonies, and you can boost your... Yeah.
Well, I know there are some people that are just like, oh, I don't want to do it because it just sounds bad. I'm like, yeah, I've been like that too. Mm-hmm. But once you're told that you have a lot of junk in your inventory, and that's really the only thing people take... I mean, like, yeah, loss of stats is kind of a thing, but if you're playing your adventures that day anyway, it's like, okay, well... You
don't really lose that much. I mean, it's just, I don't know, it depends, I guess.
You lose, like, a maximum of 200.
Yeah, so the higher level you are, the less it matters.
Yeah.
And the lower level you are, like, I don't know.
Maybe not then?
I don't know, but,
I think that's what's been going on in the kingdom. I don't know if there's anything else that's really noteworthy to talk about. I know the Crown of Ed, mm-hmm. like that's been rising in price. I have no idea what the card touches are doing. I think that's just a way of them messing.
It's gonna suck if something comes out of those that has to do with that crown that you need the crown for.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like, oh, you can also perm this skill if you have the crown. Or like because of the cartouches, I don't know.
Yeah, that would be dick of them, but it's not beyond them to do because it's kind of hard to sell something that you can only bind on equip.
It's gonna mess me up if it's like that.
Yeah,
but I mean, it is actually. I remember saying like, I'd never buy this. It looks like a pretty good piece of equipment.
I'm not sold. Since I haven't done Ed, I'm not big on Avatar runs, and there's no trophy for it anyway. So it's like I don't feel compelled to do it at all.
It's just like
people are saying it's like a great path, but I'm like, if there's nothing lasting for me, then it's like I don't want to do it.
I mean, like Conspiracy Island, you can get Karma Shawarma, and so you can get like every X amount of times you spend your money, your Coinspiracy on this burrito. Like the 11th time, it will give you 11
instant karma, and that's it.
Which is, and there are people who are like, oh yeah, like I guess it's like if it's just another thing you're doing and it kind of works into your day, it's like not bad, but like you could also have just bought the Crown of Ed instead of Conspiracy Island. You could have bought the Crown of Helm of Ed, and that's just like, do you know how much karma you just bought? Like if you're just gonna chain runs and do like crazy fast Ed runs.
I guess. Because
you get bonus karma for the season, so.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, there's a line in the sand that you have to draw for yourself and say, I don't want to keep chaining Ascension runs. And that's what I've been doing now. I've been like in semi-retirement. I've just been like dicking around in Dread. Yeah. Since I finally bought Love Bugs, and like that gets me Freddy Kruegerans.
Yeah, you
like,
get a lot.
Okay, well now I'm finally doing something with it.
I'm focusing on Conspiracy right now, and then later I'll do Spring Break Beach Bucks. I think next I'll ice those two off.
Like I eventually want to get enough FKs a day to actually make some sort of profit selling skeleton keys. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like I want to be that resident killer guy, which I think I will be. You know?
Okay.
So that's my plan. Maybe eventually, like once I get tired of it, once I get the Bloodweiser trophy, I think that's when I'm going to stop.
Yeah.
That's I think my end game.
Yeah, I don't know. I've just left dungeons alone for the past like year.
That's what a lot of people have done. Like, especially since Ed can't go into basements, I've had so many fights with mods. Like, well, someone has to divvy out loot.
Yeah.
Fuck you guys for doing that.
It's just like
love you guys.
Clan basement gear is not that good anymore.
It's not. Power creep has certainly killed that.
So,
like shit. Do you remember when it used to be like such a big deal to get like I don't know. Do you remember when it used to be such a big deal to get like 20% bonus to your main stat?
Yeah,
you know what
that
I mean?
was top.
Yeah, that was like
it's
one of the
top,
best things you could. And now, like, you could get that easily from one of your items of the month that you start off with. Now you probably could.
Well, what it is
or like the equivalent bonus.
Okay, you used to have to be a certain level to equip gear. Like if you wanted to have plus 20% muscle on your head, then you would have to get Zombo's skull cap, and that would have a level cap on it, so you'd have to be a certain level to be able to equip it, which you still do. But now you can get a Zyblaxian cowl and wear that from level 1, which I pull, and it gives you non-com.
Yeah, dude. The Grandfather Watch from Dread, 6 rollover adventures.
Yeah.
And you have to be 200 mysticality to equip that. Or you can pull your Sasquatch,
so you have to be
get 6 adventures from the start, 3 PvP, and you also get a rollover effect. Why the fuck not?
Yeah.
So... Like, there's nothing to do with that now.
Well, you can't have more than one, and you can't have the other one unless you're 200. You know, unless you're
the
level
Sasquatch
18.
Clearly beats it.
Level 18 with 200. Yeah.
And like getting anything to drop in Dread is an achievement on its own.
Yeah.
So that sucks for me.
I
may as well pulverize it, buy a Sasquatch, and just be done with it. Because like part of that glory was like getting to 200 mist to like actually use it. So now that's gone. I don't know. I'm hoping like power creep on one thing. It's good because like some of the older pieces of equipment, like people just got high and mighty on. Like, oh yeah, I have this. It was back in 2005, and it's still like the best thing. And now there's going to be an equivalent coming out that people can equip like earlier, and also people now can get it.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no reason to have it anymore. I don't know.
There's interesting. I mean, there's still old gear that I think hasn't
been eclipsed yet.
Like Plastic Pumpkin Bucket is like, unless I have Snowsuit and I have Plastic Pumpkin Bucket.
Oh fuck! That reminds me.
But like that means I can make any familiar give me plus 13 item. Like,
yeah.
I don't know.
That reminds me. We're doing an auction in RU.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be happening like all this month. So if you're listening to this and you wanted like older items of the month, including gardens and equipable items, familiar equipment, there's like I think there's a tome in there. Yeah, there's a tome of clip art.
Yeah.
Definitely like check that out.
Yeah, please don't bid on anything so I can win it all.
Yeah, that too. Too.
Just kidding.
You could easily sink like 150 meat.
Remember, it's all stuff that's T69.
Well,
restricted
almost all of it.
So
almost all of it.
You might as well not bother and just give it to me.
Shut up. All right. Well, you know what? I think that's good for this episode. I think that's good. Thanks for listening to stuff we like. We'll catch you guys next week.
See you later. See you in the game.